we have more members of the, hopefully during that time, we have more members of the public join, and they'll be able to introduce themselves afterward. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight's Community Advisory Committee meeting for the Vincent Thomas Bridge deck replacement project. Tonight is the 33rd iteration of this meeting series. We have quite a bit on the agenda to discuss, so I will get started with attendance as we always do, first with the Caltrans team. So if Diana, you could introduce yourself.
You say my name? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Diana Jimenez, Public Information Officer, Caltrans District 7. Thank you.
Andy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andy Chen. I'm the bridge construction engineer for this project. Thank you.
Alex Brown.
Good evening, everyone. Alex Brown, Caltrans Environmental Planning.
And Jason Roach.
Hi, I'm Jason Roach. I'm the Senior Environmental Planner on this project.
Hello, programs. Thank you.
Thank you. And Andrew Yoon, you just joined. He's with the Caltrans team. I just wanted to say we're doing attendance now, and you're welcome to introduce yourself.
Good evening. This is Andrew Yoon with Air Quality Branch in the Office of Environmental Planning, Division of Environmental Planning.
Thank you. Rima?
Good evening, Rima Tebeleva, Project Manager from Caltrans for this project.
And Marquise Williams.
Hey everyone, my name is Marquise Williams. I'm the Acting Deputy District Director for Communications and External Affairs.
Thanks, sir. Kenneth Young.
Good evening, Ken Young, the Office of District Traffic Manager.
Great, thank you. And just checking to see if there's anybody else here from Caltrans, but it looks like there's not. So I'm going to move over to members of the community that have joined us to introduce yourself. Brian Martinez.
Hello, Brian Martinez, Office of Senator Richardson.
Thank you, Brian, for staying engaged in this project. Carlos Quintana. Carlos Quintana, I'm not sure.
Okay, hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I was having difficulty with my microphone. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Yes, I'm Carlos Quintana, construction manager for the Shoemaker ramps demolition project over the 710 freeway for the Port of Long Beach.
Thank you. Irma?
Hello, Irma Lara Venegas from the Wilmington Resident and Greenbelt Neighborhood Group. Thank you.
Thank you, Irma, for your continued engagement on this project. Karen Meeks.
Hi, everyone. This is Karen Meeks. I'm with the communications team at the Port of Long Beach.
Thank you, ma'am. Meredith Anderson.
Hello, hi, I'm Meredith Anderson, and I'm here on behalf of the Gateway Cities Council of Governments.
Great. Monica Garcia.
Hi, everyone. Monica Garcia, Wilmington Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, ma'am. And Yvonne Ortiz. Okay, well, that's 18 of us here in the meeting so far. I appreciate all of you making the time to join us tonight. I'll go ahead and get started with the agenda. And again, I'm Nathan Bass. I'm a Public Information Officer at Caltrans District 7, working on this Vincent Thomas Bridge deck replacement project. So on the agenda tonight, we'll review the agenda items from the previous CAC meeting from last month. And as far as the updates go, we have an update on an upcoming Vincent Thomas Bridge closure overnight, as well as closures on Harbor Boulevard and Ferry Street, which will be both 10-day occurrences. And we're going to announce a residential air filter program as part of the mitigation for this project that we have to help mitigate for any impacts to the local community. We'll be announcing that tonight. Rima, our project manager, will talk about the project schedule. We'll also discuss a construction overview of construction, the progress up to this point, and looking forward as well. Ken Young will discuss his traffic management plan subcommittee, working through other mitigation efforts that we have planned or underway at this time. Some of our team will speak about the area projects coordination map and schedules, about other projects by agencies within the project area, and we will announce the date of the next PMSA goods movement stakeholder meeting. So last meeting, aside from our typical action item of uploading minutes and recording to the project website, we had one action item generated from feedback given by Augie from Port of LA. He was curious whether there was an opportunity for members of the community to meet with Caltrans and discuss what new signage might be able to be installed onto the bridge as we do the deck replacement project. Of course, there is an element of the bridge deck replacement project that will replace the existing signage on the bridge. He was curious whether new signage for local attractions could be added to the bridge. Augie's not here tonight. We will communicate this to him if he's not. So the basic plan for the signage on our project is to just replace what is already existing on the bridge now. So that is really the extent of the plan. And if folks would like to discuss what they would like to see as additional signage, we'd be happy to set up a meeting with them either individually or as the group here to talk about what the community would like to see, but also what process exists at the state level to actually implement those wishes, so we can figure out what hurdles might come up along the way. So we have an updated bridge closure announcement. Earlier this week, we announced that the bridge would be closed on Tuesday through Friday morning. This is an additional closure this week. It will be in the westbound direction overnight on Friday night into Saturday morning. This will follow the typical closure schedule that has been ongoing since construction started. It's just an additional night this week since we last announced. There will also be closures on Harbor Boulevard and Ferry Street in relation to the installation of the protective shield on the bridge. It'll occur in two locations. The first location will be at Harbor Boulevard and Front Street. It'll have a 10-day duration starting on June 11th, and that will occur overnight, single lane. So both directions of traffic will be maintained from a reconfiguration of the lanes, but there will be overnight lane closures. Two locations, the first one here at Harbor Boulevard and Front Street, weekdays, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Similar issue here, location 2 is Ferry Street and Seaside Freeway, or State Route 47. The scheduled start date for that is June 12th. Also a 10-day duration, weekdays 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's for installation of the underbridge protective deck. And tonight we are announcing the initiation of a residential air purifier program. The purpose of this program is to serve as a measure to provide community support to help address temporary air quality impacts during the bridge closure. The program is intended to provide eligible residents with a household resource during construction and reflects Caltrans' commitment to supporting surrounding communities throughout the project. The area surrounding the Vincent Thomas Bridge project is already identified as a sensitive area due to air pollution. and it's suspected that the detour traffic on local streets could contribute to potentially more air pollution during the time of our bridge closure. So Caltrans, as mitigation for this project, will be distributing or at least offering air purifiers to residents, as well as some replacement filters that will last through the duration of construction on this project. Those residents who live within a specified distance of the designated detour routes for this project. So I guess I got ahead of this slide. But so again, the detour routes, they may increase activity in local streets surrounding the project sites, and we will provide Medify MA40 air purifiers and replacement filters to eligible residents. On the right side of the screen is a postcard that will be sent to those eligible residents, which we have identified using GIS mapping and available address data based on the signed detour route or the designated detour route for this project. 3 of these postcards will be sent out over the next several months, and those recipients of postcards will be encouraged to find our project website or the registration website for this program, sign up for it, and pick up an air filter from our construction office, which is located within the project area nearby these neighborhoods. And here's a map showing the eligible areas for air purifiers under this program. It is all of the residential addresses within those green bubbles surrounding the local streets and our designated detour route. So the main streets that sort of jump out are Gaffey Street down in San Pedro. In Wilmington, there is Harry Bridges Boulevard, Alameda Street, Anaheim Street, Wilmington, and East I Street. And folks from Caltrans District 7 Environmental can correct me, but I believe it's about 750 feet from the detour route, which creates this boundary for eligible households. So I'll pass it to Rima to discuss the project schedule.
Thank you, Nathan. So as you may know, remember, Caltrans launched this project in February of 2023 with the environmental phase completed in fall of 2024 and design phase completed in fall of 2025. We signed the construction contract with Skanska CEC joint venture company this past January, and now we're fully in the construction phase. Construction work is divided into 3 parts: pre-full closure, full closure, and post-full bridge closure. Pre-full closure work began on March 23rd, and we are currently on target to complete it by late October this year. The 16 months full closure remains set for November 1st, with the bridge scheduled to reopen in winter 27-28. The post-full closure is scheduled from winter 27-28 through winter 28-29. Next is Andy Chen, our structure construction senior engineer, to talk in details about this schedule. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, Rima. My name is Andy Chen. Once again, I'm a bridge construction engineer for this project. For the next few slides, I'm going to talk about the overall view of the construction and also schedule, and give everybody some updates about the work. So before I start, can everybody hear me fine? Diana, can you hear me? Good, thank you. Next slide, please. So as mentioned before, there are a total of 3 stages for this project. Pre-full closure stage from March 2026 to October 2026, which means that we are already in the pre-full closure stage. And as for the full closure stage, we're going to start on the November 2026 and February 2028. This is the time when we replace the deck on the bridge. And the last stage will be the post-full closure stage. That will be from March 2028 to March 2029, about 12 months to finish some punch list items. And once again, as Rima mentioned, contractor is a Skanska CEC joint venture. All right, next slide, please. So here are some of the major activities we are doing now during the pre-foreclosure. The first, we're going to install the protective shielding, which is to protect the people underneath the bridge and also the waterway. At this point, we are about 40% finished for this item. And install work platform, which is provide immediate access for the workers. This one we will start about around July. And install the 2 temporary stair towers, which is increase the workers' access to the bridge. This item is already completed. And for the install the structural bracing, which is to maintain the stability of the bridge. This item will start next month, June. Will start next month. And as for the local road improvement, this is one of the major work we're going to do for this stage. Right now, we don't have the time yet, but we will finish this item before the foreclosure. Next slide, please. And here are some of the impact during the pre-foreclosure. So some of you already experienced. We're gonna have overnight one directional bridge closure from Sunday night to Friday morning. But this week we will have additional Friday night closure, and it will be from week of the March 23rd. It's Monday to Friday, and westbound will be from 10:45 p.m. to 6:45 a.m. and eastbound will be from 10:15 p.m. to 6:45 a.m. And there will be potential weekend closure, and depends on the progress of the work. And local road closure in mid-July to October 30th, 2026, and we will provide the closure notification through the email. Next slide, please. And here are some of the pictures that showing the work we are doing right now. Those are the protective shielding that I was talking about earlier. Again, we have the one directional 90 closure, and we are doing this work during the night shift. Next slide, please. And here's the sequence for how we install those quick deck or protective shieldings. First, we assemble them on the bridge deck. We lift them up until after we reach certain area, we lift it up, and then I hand it over to around the bridge and install underneath the bridge. Next slide, please. And here's some more pictures about the protective shielding we have right now. Next slide, please. And here is the local street that we're going to resurface that I was talking about earlier. The blue one means that we're gonna resurface the entire bridge, the entire street. And then the yellow dot line means that we're gonna restriping. And the yellow circle means that we're going to restripe the intersection. And then the camera means that we're going to install the new camera for at the intersection of the street. So all of this work will be done before November this year, before the foreclosure. Next slide, please. And that was for the pre-foreclosure. Now we're going to talk about the foreclosure stage. For the foreclosure stage, is for the deck replacement. It will from November 1st, 2026 to February 28th. That will be about 16 months. Right now, so far, everything's on schedule. So we still anticipate we will start foreclosure on November 1st, sorry, 2026. And once again, it will be foreclosure. The entire bridge will be closed. And you'll be 7 days a week and 2 shifts per day. Next slide, please. And here are the major work that we are going to do during the foreclosure. The first one, of course, we're going to replace the bridge deck. We're going to reconstruct the bridge railing. We're going to reconstruct the medium barrier. We are going to reconstruct the drainage. We're going to replace the seismic sensors. And we're going to reconstruct the overhead signage. All of this work will be done in 16 months. Next slide, please. And that was for the foreclosure. Now we are going to the post-foreclosure, which is the last stage of the construction. For the post-foreclosure stage, you start from March 2028 to March 2029. And there are 2 types of work. One is a permanent work, one is the temporary work. For the permanent work, we're going to install the permanent under-deck utility support, and we're going to handle utilities on those supports. And we're going to complete some of the punch list items and install new drainage system at the seismic joints. That's for the permanent work. As for the temporary work, we're going to remove all the stuff that we install right now during the pre-foreclosure stage, such as the access platform and the protective shielding, also the stair towers, and also the temporary structural bracing. So those are the major work we are going to do during the post-foreclosure stage. Next slide, please. And here are some of the impact during the post-foreclosure stage. It is really similar to the pre-foreclosure stage right now. It will start from March 2028 to March 2029. We will also have overnight one directional closure on weekdays. Westbound direction, once again, will be from 10:45 to 6:45 a.m. And as for the eastbound direction, it will be from 10:15 p.m. to 6:45 a.m. And there also will be potential weekend closures, depends on the progress of the work. Next slide, please. So this will conclude my presentation today. I will hand the floor back to Nathan. Thanks.
Thank you, Andy, and I'll hand it straight over to Ken Young to speak about his work on the Traffic Management Plan Subcommittee.
Thank you, Nathan. Our most recent TMP subcommittee was yesterday, and one of the items we discussed was updates regarding the westbound detour from the Long Beach side to San Pedro. The detour was from 47 to 103 to PCH to 110 was established. We do have concurrent work activities at the interchange of northbound 103 to northbound 1 regarding girder repair. It's an emergency repair project that commenced in late April and will continue through June. In terms of alternate detours, the red line represents an alternate detour that we had last year, and we kept in place just in case such activities, such as this emergency work, occurred. And that detour is from northbound 47 to Henry Ford Avenue to Alameda to PCH through via O Street. Next slide, please. In terms of looking a little more closely at the closures at the interchange of northbound of 103 and PCH, the access to the ramp itself from northbound 103 remains partially open. The portion from the ramp to northbound PCH is closed, and the detour to access PCH from that ramp is 20th Street to Technology Place to Judson Avenue. And there'll be, what's not shown here is there'll be some closure of the main line between the northbound off ramp and the northbound on ramp. Next slide, please. In terms of the eastbound detour, if we're starting from this San Pedro side to Long Beach, the detour is northbound 110 to eastbound PCH to 103, southbound 103 to southbound 47. If one is coming from southbound 110, they would go on to PCH, but should they miss it, they could continue south, and the goal is to maximize the use of the state highway system. So in this case, we would not detour motorists onto heavy bridges until it's resurfaced. So we would take motorists south on 110 to the off-ramp, southbound off-ramp to Channel Street, utilize Gaffey to Channel Street, across the freeway to John S. Gibson, and back north on the 110 to continue on to PCH. In the worst case scenario, beyond that, if should motorists miss that exit, they could continue south on the 110 to Gaffey and continue north on Gaffey in that same loop, so to speak, to connect onto Channel Street and John S. Gibson. So Gaffey, the southbound 110 to Gaffey would serve as a hard closure because the bridge will be closed, and as well as Harbor Boulevard due to the Port of LA project. Next slide. In terms of the closures, the work, we first talked about the westbound work on the westbound side, and that will continue until June 5th. And starting June 7th, the eastbound work will continue, or will start for a period of 2 weeks. And then from June 21st onward, they'll be alternating work on a weekly basis on the westbound and eastbound directions, respectively. Next slide. In terms of the detour, it remains unchanged. Again, the main detour being extended from the 110 is Harry Bridges to Alameda to Anaheim to Henry Ford and South 47 to Terminal Island. And then we also have the alternative that extends on Anaheim Street to I Street to South 103 to, that's probably the best alternative to avoid any kind of activity in terms of railroads. Next slide. In terms of traffic control officers, and the plan remains relatively unchanged. The current status is the cooperative agreement is in review, and once that is approved, then and ultimately the full closure, the timeline arrives, we could execute deployment of traffic control officers in collaboration with the city. We expect to be operating at maximum capacity, especially in the first several months. Also say through January at the very least, when the peak season at the ports begin. Next slide. In terms of local street improvements, capacity increase and improvements will be applied on Harry Bridges Boulevard in terms of eastbound third lane on Harry Bridges between the 110 and Access Road, and also a third eastbound lane on Anaheim Street between Alameda and Farragut. We're also taking the opportunity to add storage at appropriate left turn pockets, and in this case, the westbound Anaheim Street to South Alameda Street. Next slide. In terms of camera locations, this also is relatively unchanged from the previous meeting. In terms of existing assets on the state highway system, we're at 90% health. We have about 4 locations that remain pending, but there's a existing project that will address those. There's about 6 or 7 cameras in the magenta color that have largely been installed, and the remaining locations that are in orange or other colors will be installed once the cooperative agreement or the plans for installation can be made once the cooperative agreement is finalized, and then the contractor will work with the contractor to install 6 additional locations. Next slide. Back to you, Nathan.
Thank you, Ken. And I'll pass it over to our mobility office to cover the project coordination map.
Thank you, Nathan. Next slide, please. Yeah, good evening, everyone. The only update we made since the last meeting was the addition of Project Z in the middle of the map, as you can see right there, near 103 Avenue I and Farragut. So this is LADWP's project. It's called the 3400 I Street Utility Line Extension Project that is ongoing. So I Street, as you can see from Ken's slide earlier, is part of our detour route for the full closure. Next slide, please.
Thank you.
You.
And that was V like Victor, right?
No, that is Z, like in the zebra.
Oh, Z. Okay.
In the middle, like a light, like yellow. I'm running out of color, so.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So in the middle, right there. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I just want to show you the schedule. So right now, well, actually, it is scheduled to begin. So it's not in construction. It is scheduled to begin in August, and it is targeted to be completed by fall. So we don't have an exact date yet, but I believe the goal is to finish this project before the full closure, so to minimize the conflict between the two projects. And so that's the latest addition to the tracking. The other three projects that we're closely coordinating with our local partners are the three in the chocolate brown. Those are either along the detour routes or they have a schedule that will be completing with our full closure. So we have been working closely with Port of Long Beach for their 9th and 10th Street removal project. And of course, with the Port of LA, Project E for the Caesar Avenue Navy Way Interchange project. And the other one that we're tracking is Project Y, that is Port of LA's Avalon Pedestrian Bridge and Promenade Gateway project. So all those three, we are closely working and coordinating with our partners to minimize and to avoid like a full closure conflict. So that is my update, Nathan. I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. So no updates as to any meeting minutes from a PMSA goods movement stakeholders group meeting, but the next will be on May 29th, and we will update you on any movement there at our next CAC meeting. And now there's room for open discussion. So if anybody in the audience would like to unmute and ask any questions, or if you have comments for us, please do so now. Very well. Okay, so I will get this back on the screen. So action items for this meeting will just be our sort of perennial action item of updating our project website with a recording and minutes of this meeting. And that website, of course, on this screen is vtbproject.com. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can call either myself or Diana at the phone numbers on the screen. Those are our cell phone numbers. Or you can email us at vtbproject@dot.ca.gov. Our next meeting is on June 24th, same time. Thank you for joining us and making time for this advisory council. As always, we appreciate your engagement and we all play a part in making this project go smoothly and keeping the community informed and heard of any concerns. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again next month.